about us when you scroll over it is treasure, and an open letter by Baba Amafika Gayuka, a treasure among us. That treasure is Baba James Klingman, and it describes why he's a treasure in detail. And of course, James Klingman has his own site, www.blackonomics.com.
Okay.
And so,
check that out.
And so, I'll go right ahead, brother.
No, just tell people, check that out. Check that site out. Check that site out, definitely. All the information he's giving you, go check those sites out because you'll like them. Because I think when they click on that 1 million that conscious.com web address, that gives them to that black business page listings as well, right?
Exactly, exactly. And that's gonna, as we prepare to cut the history short, I just want to mention the race man, Baba Amafika Gayuka himself. Among other things, he's ran an African-centered charter school in South Florida for at least 16 years, and he's fought, just like Baba Klingman has, on behalf of black folks for decades. When you scroll and investigate our site, you learn more about the race man, Baba Amafika Gayuka. www.amafika.com will take you to his personal website. To find out more about our co-founders, co-conveners. On that note, the history as it stands, I'm going to briefly cut that short, and I stand by to answer any questions or if I missed anything gap-wise, because what people want to hear, and I'm sure that those listening want to hear, is what makes us different, what makes us action-oriented.
Right. Yeah, because as we talked earlier offline, there's so many different movements out here. There's so many different organizations. But as you say, some of them are organizations, but they're not really with a great action plan and great evidence that they're actually doing some stuff for the community. So, yeah, I would like for you to speak on that point. What sets you guys apart from everybody else that's taking advantage of this woke movement, if you will, right? So I would like to see, what sets you guys apart. And I know what it is, but I want my listeners to know what it is.
Got you. Well, first of all, when people say they woke, sometimes that's open to too broad an interpretation.
Yes, sir.
Second, one thing we're doing that's not necessarily because we don't know how many other movements and groups are out there that may actually be honest in trying to do what they need to do on behalf of black people. One of the most important things we do is we don't waste time like you've seen on YouTube videos where these pro-black groups and that pro-black group try to, quote, expose this sister or this brother or expose this group or that group. What we do is what a brother from the Nation of Islam told Baba Amafika Gayuka years ago, someone that he knew from there. And I don't know who invented it, but it was someone in the Nation of Islam that told him about no need to condemn a dirty glass. You take a clean glass and sit it down there and let the difference speak for itself.
Just like that.
One thing, we don't have the time, energy, or resource to get into internet wars and internet fights and throwing stones at other movements and organizations. We do stand ready to defend what we believe and why, and we stand ready to give, just like people say about the scripture and about the gospel, when Paul told Timothy to be ready to give an answer on what we believe. We stand ready to do that, but we don't waste time getting into these egotistical, ego-stroking type behaviors that you see normally on YouTube, Facebook, etc., between all these groups. So that's the first thing we do, other than acknowledge that there could be other groups out there that we just haven't had a chance to form a bond with that may be doing something.
Right on.
Next, because we understand that we're going to have to get out from under the sponsorship of non-black owned and controlled philanthropists, we want to make sure that we create our bootstraps to pull ourselves up with. So when you go to the website, I Am One of the Million, yes, most people say, okay, how much money do these folks want, what have you? We don't want to be spending a lot of time begging and pleading people for any money. But we are 100% honest with people who say, hey, if you're not willing to put your time, money, and energy into the liberation of your people, then it won't work. So here's what we do, being a living example. when people become a contributor member of the movement, is understand that first you voluntarily contribute. There's 3 levels or categories of membership. You have supporter, advocate, and active. And I'll start with the lowest level. Those who joined that are supporter, everybody, let me start with this first. Everyone's expected to contribute some way, time, money, or energy in a consistent basis to make this movement go from a movement to birthing organizations that help our people. That's one thing. The other thing is the 3 levels, you get a chance to decide what you are willing to commit to. A supporter, they're expected to contribute financially $20 per month to support the movement. And additionally, to the best of their ability, supporters will purchase merchandise we offer for sale and make special time-sensitive contributions when called upon to do so in support of the work of our movement. Now, all of these 3 categories assume that you've agreed to voluntarily submit yourself to be a member of the movement. So it's transparency here. The second level is advocate. An advocate member, in addition to annually contributing, and this is annual because an advocate member is going to be putting in more work than just giving money. So instead of monthly $20, of course, we definitely don't mind if more is contributed.
Right.
But in addition to contributing $20 per year, they would be the one who advocates on behalf of our movement by encouraging people who appear to share our views to visit our website, consider joining. Their efforts may be overt or covert depending on their personal circumstances, preferences, etc., but they would not miss an opportunity to refer likely prospects to us, whether it's anonymous or otherwise.
Overt.
Yep, we understand. The person that might be having one of them sensitive jobs or something. Which you'll be surprised how many of us do.
Very true.
Or maybe they don't want to necessarily go on a TV and radio show, or maybe they feel that the risk is too great. They can, say, hey, check out The Million. So-and-so is going to be in, just like I asked people to do with me on the show today.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. And active, of course, is where you're all in. This is where you're doing activities. This is also expected to contribute $20 per year at a minimum. Active members are doing stuff on a consistent basis and regularly participate in helping our movement achieve its goals and objectives. He or she would serve as part of our recruitment effort on the state or local level, to include our state organizers and our task forces. Our task forces are, which I haven't even got to yet, is our planks. In our planks, I'll explain later because we're still dealing with the economics. But I wanted to make sure we knew the level of supporters that all support economically. But again, when you go to our website, what do we have? Instead of someone just donating like a charity $20 and being done with it, you can buy Sweet Unity coffee. We want to sell at least 1 million bags of Sweet Unity forms. When you click on our website and go to products, and make sure I scroll up because I want to be talking to it, product section.
Yeah,
because I always like to make sure people can follow. Sweet
Makes
Unity
sense.
forms. Yes. Great. We're on Sweet Unity forums. For those, especially people older than me and remembers Jackie Robinson, the baseball player. Well, David Robinson, his son, Sweet Unity forms, a form in Tanzania, a cooperative form. One of the things they produce is coffee. So in Tanzania, they're making this coffee, and if you look at the stats for African coffee, so many other people make money off of resources and things that come from Africa. African coffee is considered of high quality, and et cetera, et cetera. You have here a cooperative company that's headed by David Robinson, son of the baseball great Jackie Robinson, where not only when you buy this coffee from our site, you're helping the million, but you're helping them to distribute and sell their coffee. So you're helping a black business.
Solid.
So again,
That's good. That goes hand in hand. helping black businesses out, and I like the fact that it's reciprocity. You're helping the business out, and then the business able to help you out. It's not just a one-sided thing. This is all about teamwork, making a dream work, and I really like that concept. It's not just we're asking you guys to give us something. We're going to give you some. We're going to give each other something. That's beautiful.
Exactly. Exactly, and we encourage active members to let their business be known to other members. And as we get more resources to expand our website or what have you, we will. And speaking of that, for those that are on the scene in Atlanta and know a little something about Rick Mathis, the movie producer, he produced Black Friday, a documentary movie about wealth building and economic growth, and how black people need to have a better understanding of that and get on board. He has some black folks that are famous on that original. He's about to come out with Black Friday 2. Some of the famous black people include, and hope I'm not murdering it, I see all the initials, A.J. Jackson, the sister from House Party.
Yeah.
And so, and not only that, Dr. Umar Johnson, et cetera, et cetera. Rick Mathis is doing great things, and he's also a member of the Million. So it would not be within the order of reciprocity if we didn't have his business up on our site, but also the fact that the DVDs for Black Friday give important information on black wealth building, from someone who understood it and took it upon himself to take the initiative to make this documentary, and now they're making a second one.
I like that. What is that? What is that link again for the listings for people to put their listing on? I may have said it wrong.
Well, I mean, as far as putting a listing, let me make sure you're asking for how to join or how to.
If they join, then what is that? Because I know some people probably have to listen to this show. I'm sure you guys are going to join. So go to the website, and I want to make sure that you put your business up on the listing so it can be featured on there. You put your state, your city, and everything where it is.
I got you. As far as the listing, you're probably talking about Black Trade Lines, another business that is listed on our site now. For the business to be listed on the 1 million, like I said, we got a webmaster team here. Keep in mind that we're in a movement that's eventually going to mature into birthing organizations. But Black Trade Lines is a company that we also have on our links, and because I'm scrolling over to look at it now, because I believe in looking at this stuff while I speak to it, because there's just too much without covering in general. They are a phenomenal business. The best way I can sum it up in the shortest way possible, which won't do it justice, so you definitely want to continue to investigate, is think of mobile connections for economic opportunity in business. Be able to be your mobile devices connected. The fact that you can have professional phone answering services for your business through Black Trade Lines, the way you can, stream YouTube, etc. They are designed to help facilitate black-owned black trade.
Exactly.
And for an extremely reasonable fee, you can list your black business with them and also get money for referrals.
Love it. I saw that referral link. I'll be sending that out probably tomorrow.
Yep. And because my little spiel didn't even do it justice, I hope I've made everyone curious enough to check out Black Trade Lines on our site.
Please do.
And on their own site as well. Also, Jim Klingman, Brother James Klingman, as we know, he looked at the summary of economic situations facing us, and one of his books that he wrote, was Black Dollars Matter. That's also on the website. Practical economic solutions and economic strategies that we can incorporate in our struggle for true equal treatment, true correct treatment, things that in general we don't do that is actually simple for us to do. I guess a scenario I can give for us to keep in mind is one of the articles that he wrote dealt with the female sorority meeting in the D.C. area, and it was 5 digits, like 10 grand or 10 to 20,000 of them. And as we know, a lot of these areas that are considered chocolate city or what have you have a lot of black people and a few wealthy